Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is One Military Camp. Pinstar Plays. So, what is One Military Camp? Well, imagine if 2 Point Studios, the makers of 2 Point Hospital and 2 Point Campus, made a simulation game about a military camp, training up recruits and whatnot. To be very clear, this is not by 2 Point Studios. This is by Light of Barcelona. But it is in the same vein. It's very tongue-in-cheek, even though it is technically, training up soldiers for a war. This is not a deadly serious type war. It's more like Evil Genius stopping those type of evildoers. That type of war. So here we are. This game is entering early access. I do believe it is on the 2nd of March, but the developer has given me early access to, the early access. And they've got a full roadmap ahead of them as to where the game is going, but it's looking pretty good so far. So let's check it out for a few episodes. No sandbox at the moment, but that's one of the early items on their to-do list, so we're just going to dive into the campaign. We'll call this Pinstar Plays, just the name of the save game. In the beginning, there was a rubber duck. Oh no, not the allergy lady. So here we are, the last bastion of territory that we control. Now I'm going to skip through the tutorial. I will be your tutorial here. It is a good tutorial, I'll give him that. All right, so Dragon is our main villain that we're up against here. Okay, so here we are. So yeah, it is sort of like a city builder, but again, it's a military camp builder. All right, so a few things at our attention right now. We can build several buildings here, but I'm actually going to wait for our first person. So basically, one per minute, a recruit or a candidate is going to arrive at the gate, and we can turn them into recruits, train them up for certain roles. Our very first mission here requires one member of the comm operator and 2 members of the artillery specialization in order to complete. So that's sort of our first goal here. But we have more than just recruits on our at our station here. So Laura here. Oh, by the way, to my name and game patrons, I apologize. I cannot rename the people yet. Otherwise, I would be. That the devs have actually said that's coming in a future update. But at the moment, we cannot rename people. Otherwise, I would. Now, yes, we can make them a recruit, and this person's pretty good. Each character has 4 main stats, but they can also have specific traits. There can be good ones or bad ones as well. Now, the other things that we need on our campus are maintenance engineers, cooks, medics, defensive personnel, which this person has a bonus to gaining experience as a security officer, but we don't really need security officers right now. But we also need researchers. Now, being that we are it's early in the game. We need some of our core staff before we really go too crazy with the recruits. So I'm looking more towards our staff here. I'm thinking we might want to get a cook sooner rather than later. So yeah, let's hire them as a cook. But before we do that, let's get them the things that they need to succeed. So one other thing that we start out with here, we start out rank 1. As we do missions, we go up in rank. We start out with 15,000 money, and we have a daily income of, we start out with 150 money, essentially. We get 2.5 each turn, or each day anyway. That's based on the amount of territory we control. That's quickly going to get dwindled because we have to pay out salaries as we hire people. We have 125 research points, and we're going to want to get researchers sooner rather than later. But first things first, we do have enough to buy the explosives engineer specialization, which allows us to train the speed of our characters, which is very important for our cook, actually. If you'll notice here, see how there's a blue dot underneath the cook? This means that the speed trait is actually important to them, more so than just the cook skill. The how well they perform is a combination of their baseline trait along with their accumulated skill. So we actually want this person, because there's nobody really to feed, we want this person to be training their speed first before we formally make them or put them to work in a cook. So here, let's build some stuff up. I'm going to go out like that, go out like that. Oops. Now, we need a private house for employees, not recruits. We need a private house. So they need that. Now, private houses need electricity. That's where we get the electricity generator. Now, this is eventually going to need maintenance people to restock the fuel, but for the moment, they run themselves. Now, we also need the speed training skill here. Now, you see that little band there, that little circle emanating from it. That is, it makes noise, and our people's living spaces do not like to be in the presence of noise, so we can't put this too close. I think what we'll do is, we'll put it down here. That should be good. Perfect. Now, when we hire this person, we have to hire them as a cook, but you can tell them to go train speed rather than working at the slop house, basically. And they're going to live in their private house, and we hire them $350 a day. So we can advance time here a little bit, wait with the extra minute for the next person. It starts out a little bit on the slower side, but then as we get more and more people, things start picking up and we start juggling people around different trainings and jurisdictions and whatnot. All right, who's our next person? Sleepy. I do not like sleepyheads, but we really can't afford to be picky right now. I'm thinking we want to get our researcher in place sooner rather than later. So here's what we're gonna do. Because what I really want is I want to be able to unlock this other specialization for 100. So we're going to build them a lab, make them a researcher. But once we get the 100 points, we're going to flip them back over to intelligence training to make them faster. I just need to get that last 75 of research to get the other baseline building. So we do need to give them another private house. And then the research lab, this does not generate any noise, so that's good. We can put you up here, because I have plans for other items in that area. Well, actually, Yeah, it's going to seem like weird placement here, but bear with me. Actually, we'll just do something like this. Actually, we don't need that. All right. Okay, there we go. We have our research done, or rather our research set up. So let's hire you as a researcher. We want them, again, working in the lab at first, but then I'll flip them over to training in intelligence. I'm not entirely sure I'm sold on the sleepyhead part, but we could always fire them if we get better researchers down the line. All right, let's speed her up. So yeah, as they're in here, they're training up their base skill here. All right, next recruit. What do we got here? No traits, good stats. I may want to throw him into maintenance, or at least get him into strength training is what we'll start him out with. Because maintenance is based on strength. Yeah, this is a noisy building. So we'll put it down here. And actually, yeah, let's put the roads up here. That does need more power. We can get power lines here. And that just sort of extends the reach out to here. We also need another private home. Hire you as a maintenance, put you in strength training, private home, in you come. Because again, everything slowly deteriorates. You can see the maintenance percentage on them. So we will need a maintenance person, but for the moment, everything is kind of topped off at the beginning of the game. So it might as well use the time to get the maintenance person trained up in strength, and then we can flip them into actually doing maintenance. All right, research is going up nicely. Again, once that hits 100, we'll pull them out of being a researcher and actually just, we might also just fire them because I really don't like the sleepyhead trait. All right, you have nothing specific, so we might start training for our soldiers proper. Yeah, let's start training our soldiers proper. So we need, for that we need a barracks. And luckily barrack can hold 7 soldiers apiece. And yeah, you've got slightly better strength. I know he's got better other stats, but right now we only need the yellow, which is intelligence, or the red, which is strength. So you're gonna go strength. And we will put you to strength training, hire you as a recruit. Now, one thing you do is we set a training goal and you say, what do we want them eventually becoming? As you can see, there are a lot of different roles our soldiers can eventually be trained into. At the moment, we're just going for artillery. So they start out as a recruit, the bare bones basic of the bare bones basics. But then as they gain skills and as they gain, different abilities, then that allows you to put them to other things. All right, we are at 99. 100. All right, we got our infantry specialization unlocked. And now,
yes, sir.
Get out of here. You have served your purpose. I will hire researchers when I find actually good ones. We don't need no sleepyheads around here. Slow recovery. Ooh. Well, that would be... That's bad if we make them a soldier, but if we make them a civilian, that's actually not so bad. We could make you another maintenance person. The other thing to consider is who's on the night shift, who's on the day shift. We might want to keep you in our pocket and hire you for a night shift maintenance person. So yeah, you can actually accumulate people here in the recruitment center. You don't have to hire them right away. Although after 24 hours, they'll leave on their own if you haven't hired them. All right, let's speed things up a bit. And then, yeah, our reject is leaving. Not great stats, but no good or bad traits. You know what? I think you're going to be our intelligence-based soldier. So we got to build the intelligence training one here, the intelligence center here. Build that here. It does not make any noise. And yeah, get in there as our comms operator. Now we just need one more artillery specialist. I'm going to try and prioritize our third one. That way, because once all three are trained up, then we can send them on that mission. Good cook. Ooh, and a glutton. You know what? I'm okay with a glutton for a cook. I'm going to wait till nighttime to hire this person. But we're definitely hiring them as another cook for certain. But yeah, you generally want a day shift and a night shift for all of your service buildings. And they handily accept two workers per building, so you can basically keep one worker in there at all times. All right, this person, yeah, I know their intelligence is a little bit higher, but we're hiring them in as a artillerist.
Hey! Yes, sir.
All right, artillery, go. And that should be, they should be able to get high enough level so that they can get promoted to their respective things on time. There's no timer on this specific mission. There are some missions where you have to get everyone ready within a certain amount of time or the mission will fail. And there are like different percentage-based success metrics based on how skilled your people are. So it's more than, ooh, heroic. With a speed like that, yeah, I think we're gonna, even though we don't need it for this specific mission, yeah, I think we're going to just put you in there as speed.
All right. Yes, sir.
And we're going to make you the explosives engineer. Now we're getting closer to nighttime. Once it's nighttime, we will hire our two people that are hanging out in here so that they can start working on the night shift. I think for the moment their needs are frozen. Once you hire them, their needs start to decay. So if we were to hire them now, even though they'd be on break for night shift, we've got one person rated specialist. Not to mention we have to start paying them if we hire them now. Might as well wait until nighttime and not pay them until we're ready. So yeah, this person's rated to specialize, but you actually get benefit all the way up to 100. So I'm going to let them keep training their strength. What I'll do is I'll basically wait for all three of them to be ready to specialize. And then I'll promote all three of them at once and send them on the mission. Party animal. No, get out of here. No good stats and bad trait. Get out of here. This is a military base. We do not party. Or rather, that is not as its expressed purpose here. All right, next person. Ooh, okay. I think we actually have our maintenance worker now. Our real maintenance worker. So the other individual who is waiting, who I was going to make a maintenance worker, I think we are going to reject you, my friend, because we have someone better. We have a person who is explicitly good at maintenance work. Again, waiting for the nighttime shift to hire these people, but they will be hired. Because you can get away with not having somebody active for a while. We are going to need a cook active for nighttime, because everyone who's been active during the day is going to get hungry. Sickly. Get out of here, please. I'm going to try to avoid having people require medical attention, because it's kind of expensive to have doctors on the payroll. We will eventually need them. It's a military base after all. All right, we got 2 out of 3 ready to go. But again, we're just going to keep them on there. Hopefully our third person gets their gets enough to qualify. Increases chance for getting... You know what? You've got a good intelligence. You're going to be our researcher. You're going to be our researcher, and you're going to start off in intelligence training. Because, yeah, you can't get hurt on a mission if you don't go on missions. Forehead tap. All right, we are going to need our canteen, because we're going to be hiring our cook soon. Actually, you know what? Here's what we can do. Put you down there, get a little extra space. Canteen goes here. We will have a cook for it momentarily. We also are going to need some relaxation. You can get like a museum or parks or cinema. We can do a park. That works. All right, now that we're going to start you out in the canteen. But then once you're done, we'll flip you to training of speed. But for the moment, people are going to be hungry. Just going to loop this road around here. We're just going to be dotting the private homes on the outside, because we need one for each of our workers. All right, so we hire you, not speed training, canteen, private house, night shift. Welcome aboard. And you, my friend, are going to do exactly the same thing, but for our maintenance department. This does not make any noise, so that's a good thing. Ooh, and we are overloaded with power. Fair enough. Okay, hang on, game. What's a good spot for this? That should do it. And we'll just attach these two to each other so they share the load here. Now, speaking of fuel, we are going to need a fuel depot. This makes noise when we get deliveries, which is why I'm putting it over here. We're also going to need a food depot for exactly the same reason. All right, for the moment, we're not actually in danger of that, so we'll make you a night shifter. Oh yeah, you need another private home. And yeah, no maintenance building. You work on the strength training. And then once his strength is up, then we'll make him a proper maintenance worker, and then his maintenance trait will kick in and get him that sooner. Okay, we actually have everyone who's ready to specialize. So Thomas here is now artillery.
Yes, sir.
Alice is now comms operator.
Yes, sir.
Modibo
Yes, sir.
is ready. And now that we have those, we can send them out to our first map here. Oh yeah, before we do that, this, by the way, is the world map. And I guess I'm guessing in Sandbox you'll be able to pick and choose what areas you're going for, but now it just gives you mission assignments. But we're going to want to take this place anyway. We need a helipad, or heliport, to actually go on missions. This is very noisy, but this is the noisy part of camp, so that's fine. You need electricity. You know what? I'm going to make another electrical place here. There we go. Then they can share the burden. All right. Save the cabbages. Save the world. So, comms operator. Artillery. See, this person's a little bit more effective because we let them overtrain on strength.
Understood.
So we got 220 versus the difficulty of 150. So we're probably going to win this. We shall start the mission. And now we just have to wait for the mission to progress. All right. Now, as far as getting supplies, you get them from the world map. As you unlock and liberate different areas, you get better suppliers. So right now, our current suppliers are kind of expensive, but we might be able to get better suppliers for these later on the line. But for now, we need to buy and stock up anyway. All right, John King is our, I'm going to let them train all the way to 100 before I flip them over, because we don't have an immediate need for that. Who's our newbie? Accuracy. Yes, we need an accuracy person. Let's get to accuracy training. And yeah, this is a noisy one too. Now this one eats up ammunition. Now it comes with its own mini supply, but over time we will need to supply it with more. Accuracy training, barracks. Get in there.
Yes, sir.
And we will set your goal as infantry. All right, our maintenance guy is at 94. We might as well assign you to maintenance for the daytime. And then this maintenance, our nighttime maintenance person, they need to build their strength up. Now, if we encounter a dire need for a maintenance person to come in, then we'll flip them over to working as maintenance. But for now, things are holding themselves together. And higher level maintenance will make them more effective and faster. I don't actually know the exact way that that's going to be, but I kind of want another accuracy person. Do we have room in the... I mean, another intelligence person could work out. And actually, we could use another researcher is what we could use. A nighttime researcher? Let's do that, actually. That's probably the smarter move with that individual. So you get researcher, but you don't research, you work on your intelligence. And we could technically have 2 researchers during the day, 2 researchers during the night, since the building can hold 2 people at a time. So that is a consideration. Because a lot of the rest of the research requires a lot of research points. All right, mission is still cooking here. We will see the outcome once they're all done. Let's speed you up a bit more. All right, who do we got here? Elizabeth. Not the greatest starting stats, but you know what? I need another person on accuracy, and she can train up. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
Set goal, infantry, go for it. All right, it is nighttime. Where's our other cook? You're our night cook. Oh no, you're actually in the. I'm thinking maintenance. That's why. Yeah, our maintenance guy is working on his strength. Come daytime, things will be better. We are going to need the ammo dump here. So let's get some roads out to here. And ammo dump. And we'll supply this. There's tech leader on that you can make these things auto request refills of supplies, so it's not like you have to manually restock every single one the whole game. But for now, I mean, we use it up at such a slow rate that it's not a problem. All right. Another good accuracy person. We'll see. We'll ponder. I'm not going to dismiss them because they've got good stats. All right, let's see how our mission went. All right, so nobody got hurt. We would see icons up here if anyone was hurt or killed. We accomplished the mission. We got a payout of that. And more importantly, we liberated this territory. Hooray, you saved us! That despicable dragon had us on bread and water. He took away our cabbage and made us burn our entire crop. A lot of good cabbage died on that horrible summer evening. Yeah, I propose we erect a statue for our fallen cabbage. And from now on, this day shall be remembered as Cabbage Day. We shall cook cabbage for breakfast, cabbage for lunch, and cabbage for dinner. We shall bring offerings to the cabbage god, and... Enough! I think you're getting a bit too excited. We could do that, or maybe we don't do any of that. We just focus on rebuilding the city. That sounds better. You sound like yourself again. Thought I had lost you. Please, Sergeant, you have to do something. Our friends from the Southern Territories have told us that their situation is starting to get very bad. Janet Roosevelt, one of Dragon's top 3 generals, rules with an iron fist. She doesn't mess around. Be careful. So yeah, more territories means now we are getting 5 a day instead of 2.5 per day. So that's how we keep growing our forces while not going completely in the red. Of course, we can ask for loans should we need one, but we don't need one at the moment. All right, I think we're off to a pretty strong start. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, it's been Pinstar signing out. See ya!